Okay, 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 okay.
Okay. Takashi is the engineer and also maker from Japan, and I actually the economist or academic person, not maker, but just play some Raspberry Pi or Arduino or microbit somehow. So I just want to share the perspective from the academic researcher. Well, why Shenzhen is so nice or special. Yes. So my slide is already in my blog. So
great.
If you want to download, please download. My former affiliation is researching the economics and the Institute of Social Science at the University of Tokyo. But I got 1 year sabbatical to stay in Shenzhen. So now I'm a visiting scholar at the Shenzhen Universicity in Nanshan. So I'm staying in Nanshan right now. So let me briefly introduce myself. I'm an economist. And one thing, what makes me different from other mainstream economists is that I spent 2 years when I was a graduate student. I spent 2 years in China, 1 year in Beijing, 1 year in Guangzhou. So I try to look around China, visiting factory, not the foreign-owned company. I try to visit local Chinese companies in China, Beijing or Zhejiang, Shanghai, Guangdong. So I wrote a book on the Chinese economy. Right now, I think in the next 10 years, I'm going to research on the Chinese innovation. So that's why I'm in Shenzhen. Today's, I would like to talk 3 parts. Somehow crossover with the Takashi presentation. First chapter is about the Shenzhen as an innovative city. It's a macro view. The second part is about the hardware ecosystem here, and also other startup here. Third part is about how to co-create with Shenzhen, and also me, not just me. We try to connect the new bridge between Japan and Shenzhen, and also some of them going to other countries. It's very interesting. So first part is about the Shenzhen. This is data about the R&D expense by the country or economies. The top line is the USA, so spending really huge money on the R&D expense. But the thing is that China is rapidly catching up with the USA. Now, what's happening in 2015 is that the R&D expense by the China surpassed that of EU, 28 countries. So that's big issue. Japan is here. No big rise, no big decline. But now is the China is spending so much money on the research and developing, including the research engineers and also facilities. So this is it's quite well-known information. The Chinese putting so much money. But the thing is that the China is also the big source of unicorn companies. This is the map from one website. It's data from this summer, quite September data, quite recent data. The USA, there are many unicorns. Right now, there are around 220 unicorns. Unicorn means the company had valuation of $1 billion and not listed. This is the definition. Over 100 unicorns come from USA. You know many of them, SpaceX or Airbnb or WeWork. The thing is, second source of unicorns now it's China. Didi is like Uber in China, and also Mi is Xiaomi, and here DJI. 57 unicorns are now in China. It's huge, which means almost 1/4, 25% of unicorn in the world is in China, from China. Unfortunately, Japan just one, Korea two. So it's really unique, it's really concentrated into two just nations, two big nations, superpower. Other nation, even India or some Europe, just few, not much. So that is a big issue for the many of the developed countries. How to create such unicorn? So that is one thing. So China is not just R&D expense, but also they are creating huge variation within 10 years or 5 years. That's really interesting. So about the Shenzhen, I just want to share about the data on international patent application. This is all from the Economist article showing the number of international patent application. Again, the United States is doing really nice, and Japan is also doing good, but China is rapidly catching up with Japan and the US. The data is 2016. According to another sources, China will surpass that of Japan this year. It's almost obvious. So the surprising thing is that this is a city data in 2016. So last year, 46.6% of Chinese international patent application is from Shenzhen. Almost half of Chinese international patent applications come from this city. Compared to Beijing, Guangzhou, Shanghai, it's huge gap. Shanghai is a big city, but much more like financial sector in Asian headquarters. So Shenzhen is really different from that. So Shenzhen is really nice, doing really surprising things. Much more interesting thing is that this data is from the Shenzhen government. So last year, Shenzhen government, Shenzhen city issued around 20,000 patents in the total city. Among them, here, Nanshan district accounted for half of the total city's application. So, which means 1/4 of Chinese application is from Nanshan, not just Shenzhen. So we are actually in the Fujian, fortunately, city of the hardware parts. But I think many of you know that in Nanshan there is a ZTE, there is a DJI headquarters, or even Tencent is Nanshan. So it's really concentrated. And really interesting thing is that if you ask to the younger generation in Shenzhen, which district you want to work, I think many of them ask, I'm gonna prefer the Nanshan.
Yeah, I want to be Nanshan.
Yeah. If you ask some, how about the local districts? Hey, it's old style city. It's I don't like. Nanshan is the future, These kind of things are going on. So we all know that Shenzhen is a city of the Huawei was the biggest companies in the past 10 years. But the DJI just founded 10 years ago. Now having the 70% of global market share in consumer drone, and got millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars invested for Sequoia, Silicon Valley capitals. Now the employees are over 11,000 people, not just Shenzhen, but also in Silicon Valley or Tokyo as well. So it's really interesting. We all knew that the Shenzhen was making place, the factory of the world. But nowadays, it's some very unique. The startup come from Shenzhen. I'm an economist, so when the DJI succeeded in 2015 or somehow, the biggest question is DJI exceptional, or is it some reason that DJI grown up in this district? And my personal impression right now is that there is some, the reason, there is an ecosystem to grow the new economy in Shenzhen. So I will talk the structure later. But before that, I think it's worthwhile to share this kind of spirits in Shenzhen. This is the statement from Frank Wang, the founder of DJI. This sentence is come from the official side of DJI,
Yes.
saying that the impulse of excellence need a spirit to work 72 hours continuously, and need more courage to speak out the truth. This is written in the official pages. Never happened in Sony, never happened GE, right? Of course not. But if you look up the Chinese page, only the Chinese page, they write this, they display these two lines. Of course, the DJ have the English page, Japanese page. No. they don't like. But
Only Chinese page.
Yeah. So you need to learn Chinese, really. And you can see anywhere. Thing is that not just DJI. If you go to visit the startup in Shenzhen, they are really hardworking. You can ask them which day can I visit your company office or factory? Anytime. Come on. What's the anytime means? Saturday, Sunday, no problem. 8 p.m. Okay, come on. Really. Even after this session, if I go to some my friends, okay, come on, some engineer there, you can ask question. It's not just structure or not just ecosystem, but also really the spirit inside the city. That's really something special for the Shenzhen. And if you didn't see this video, I think this is a really nice video shoot. I think last year by Wired, already uploaded into the YouTube, and it's about 90 minutes. So really nice story goes on. So please just skip somehow. The second chapter is about the structure, hardware system, and the new generation started right now in Shenzhen. So here, there is huge supply chain in the Pearl River Delta, especially in Shenzhen and Dongguan. We can find the module maker, SMT maker, molding maker, including Dongguan. The assembly line mainly located in Shenzhen. The thing is that in Shenzhen there are many design companies who provide the bond list or mechanical design. Another important thing is that if you ship to the outside, you can use the Hong Kong airport and Hong Kong port. One of my friends in Genesis, Fujioka-san, told me that every night there is a cargo flight from Hong Kong airport to many countries, including Japan. So if the products arrive at the midnight of Hong Kong, the product will reach the Tokyo next morning.
Yes.
So it's really nearby. The thing is, even the small medium companies or startups can use this kind of logistics. If you go to the Vietnam or even Thailand, the big company like Samsung can use similar shipping method, but the small medium companies cannot use them. Because there are many logistic companies here, even the maker can enjoy such kind of
Yes.
short period, rapid, agile transportation. If you look at the volume of production, it's
Wow.
huge. It's a unit to the K, so it's about 380 million. Yeah, yes, it's 380 million mobile phone last year made in Shenzhen, just Shenzhen. The liquid display is 780 million units.
3.8 billion.
No, it's a plus 30. So
Okay,
so
okay.
plus 30.
Okay.
This is just Shenzhen city. In the case of smartphone, the Oppo or Vivo, or large new growing smartphone maker, headquartered in Dongguan, next to the Shenzhen, 1.5 hours from here. So they make 200 million smartphone, 200 million. On the western side, eastern side, Huizhou, there's another big factory making 100 million smartphone. So in total, in this region, making around 800 million smartphone. Of course, the some of parts are imported from outside, including Japan or US, of course. But the thing is that here is the production base of such the most important hardware, the smartphone nowadays. This is just volume, but also the structure side. I think Takashi-san told me very important thing about the public board and mode. In Huachanbe, you can see the many of these kind of advertisement freely. You can get it. Every week. This volume of advertisement is issued in the Huachanbe. This is one design company's advertisement. His idea is not selling this kind of the final product. They want to buy this board, Gonban, the public board. It's really interesting. About the design, this kind of company, one of my friends, he is a solution house for the IoT product for the IDA International, founded 2009, specialized on the Qualcomm chipset, no Intel or no other MTK, just Qualcomm. Developing this is an Android smartphone, utilizing the Snapdragon 801 series. Thing is that this chipset is totally, applicable for making drone. So he told me exactly same chipset, exactly same the Snapdragon 801 can use for make for the Android smartphone, drone, or VR, virtual reality headset. So what's going on here is that here's just idea that the smartphone supply chain is really big, having the many of parts factories here, which can be shared by other final products like a drone or AR or VR or wearable. So based on such a huge supply chain, even the startup can utilize, enjoy the supply chain here.
Yes.
Because of the Gonban, the public system, just the Takashi-san told me the Gonkai idea. So again, Genesis, one of the Japanese EMs here, making the tablet, robot, and VR. So just 100 employees company make such wide variety of products. It's really impossible in Japan. But here in Shenzhen, he can make because they can utilize the huge supply chain. Precisely speaking, the solution house. So Genesis founder Fujioka has 10 years experience in Shenzhen. So he knows the very important solution house, design house here. Here, we display, I display just the electronic parts. The thing is that it's interesting to see that this kind of smartphone is now penetrating into the auto industry. For example, this is a back mirror. If you take the taxi in Shenzhen, please check the back mirror. I think half of them are getting this kind of IoT back mirror, showing the map, or even you can call. Actually, it's smartphone inside, Android smartphone inside, SIM card inside, camera inside. So it's smartphone basically. So it's cost about 1,000 renminbi. So
yes.
almost same as the smartphone. And also this is a control board of the car. It's tablet. So the many of Shenzhen companies now developing these kind of products like Tesla. The left side is one company from Shenzhen, Royal, developing the flexible display for the car. And the exact case is the BYD. BYD's new car, Qing 100 series, having the big display, tablet. It's really like Tesla. Yeah, but because do you know what company making the parts of Tesla? It's Foxconn.
Yeah.
It's they make the iPhone parts. They assemble the iPhone at the same time. They make the parts for the Tesla. So it's totally makes sense, right? And a really interesting case is that Foxconn and Tencent are investing to the one electric car startup headquartered in Nanjing, not Shenzhen, but really interesting. The Shenzhen money, they are funding for the electric car from the perspective of IoT product, not car. They want to make something IoT device. The catch copy of this Vital future mobility is that it's not a car, it's a smart device. Like I think the iPhone first generation is the same, right? It's
yes.
not a phone,
yes.
right?
Yes.
I think it's a really interesting story going on. The part of the stories come from this city. So factor behind the creativity and entrepreneurship in Shenzhen, I think, oh my God, the demographic structure in Shenzhen is so amazing. Basically, age from 20 years old to 30 or 40 years old. These are the 60%. This accounted for 60% of the city people. So, yeah, if you take the taxi or subway, you can see it immediately. So no other city in the world is like this, right? So even the other city in China, Shanghai, yeah, no, they're quite huge volume of the older generation, but Shenzhen is really different. If you pick up some of the successful entrepreneur in Shenzhen, left side is Eric Pan, the founder of Seed Study, also he's the organizer of the Shenzhen Maker Fair Shenzhen. DJI Front One or Makebox Jason. Basically, the feature is that the Boeing after 1980s, all engineer, no MBA, no MBA, startup in Shenzhen, and many of them are graduated from other than Shenzhen, because Shenzhen has, frankly speaking, very few universities. I'm in Shenzhen University, still, compared to the other excellent universities, it's still on the developing stage. So these are the already succeeded one. I can add many more of them. And the thing is, the next generation is going on, really. Let's say born after 1990s much higher profile. For example, got a PhD in Switzerland, or he worked in Y Combinator, come to Nanshan, starting developing the own hardware or even the AI or something. So something new generation also coming up.
Yes.
I just skip the hacks. Hacks is already you learned that. About the co-working space in Shenzhen, there are many. One of the local one is the Suway. It's Simply Work, founded in 2015, just 2 years ago, but already have 7 offices. It's relatively cheap, 900 to 1,200 RMB for months. The thing is that they organize many events in the location, so they try to create a new community for the startup in Shenzhen. It's if you have time, I think you worthwhile to look these kind of places. I just want to share some cases. I think the Make-Rock is a quite famous one. Jason He established this one in 2011 from Hacks, and this kind of robotics, education-related robotics they made. Invested by the Sequoia as well, reaching the 200 million US dollars. It's one of the successful case. But there are also many other recent startup. Is Dubot is a robot arm for the education and consumer market, founded just 2 years ago, and also recent information that they got the CES 2018 award, Innovation Award.
Yes.
CES is the biggest consumer electronics show in Las Vegas. They got the Innovation Award for the next 2018, award. So it's about just two years old, but really rapidly growing. And also, this is an underwater drone company, QIC, founded last year. Now it's about just 22 people, but she is a founder. She worked in the Foxconn, so she has a strong experience in the manufacturing. So again, they got the CS award and growing rapidly. Compared to the traditional market like automobile or smartphone, these kind of market is still the small niche market. Even the drone market is small, or this kind of robot arm, consumer drone robot arms is just small. But thing is that number of ideas, number of startups from this city is really massive. This kind of market is cultivated and opened by this kind of startup, because the existing big company didn't make the underwater drone. No, they don't make consumer robot arm. No, even though Japanese companies are really good at the robotics for the mass production, factory use the robot arm, but they don't make such consumer family use robot arm. But they do what, or Chinese startup, they do that. So I think this kind of thing is really interesting, and that the post-smartphone market can be cultivated by this kind of stuff. I think it was right to share. Final session is about the Shenzhen, how to collaborate. This is what I saw in the exhibition. Here is a designed by Aimo. Aimo is the company name in Nanshan, made in China. Do you get that idea? This is kind of
designed by California.
Designed by California, assembled in China, which is written in the iPhone, right? So they just changed the California. They replaced the California to the Nanshan. So I never saw other other example.
Yes.
But it's really interesting. They show, I'm in Nansha, I'm developing this product in Nansha, not California. It's really confident. They have strong confidence. So I think worthwhile to looking that kind of Shenzhen, Nanshan. Here's a software industry based in Nanshan. The big, sophisticated, offices there. The biggest building is a Tencent new headquarters. I think the 20,000 people, engineers, will work within months. Really. They are 24 hours making the building right now. There are rocket space here, drone startup here. 20 of the co-working space in this picture. I'm not joking. Really. So Shenzhen, especially this kind of Nanshan district, will lead the next generation. What happened is that not just Japan, but also Finland or Korea or France, French Tech or UK have started many interesting initiatives to try to connect the Shenzhen and own country's ecosystem. So there's a Sino-Finnish design park in Shenzhen. There are actually two parks by Finland, Korean trading association is in Shenzhen, also French Tech, because the Benjamin is from France, so it's a strong connection between France, UK as well. Just our activity, including Takasa also me, try to get together, try to make a physical platform that just we saw in the floor. So open this 5 seats. We rented 5 seats since last April. Then one company was born in September 1st. Shoei-san and the other 2 persons founded one, Baba Joker Technology. They're still really early stage, but anyway, they registered. It's very important, right? The thing is that Fujimoto-san, he was in Hacks last session. He write in Japan, there are too many watching fools, but less dancing fools. So we need more dancing food. So we try to invite many of Japanese or international fans to Shenzhen to organizing, connecting, exchanging the idea. So I think this is wonderful opportunity. So I stop here. I really want to discuss with you later. Thank you so much. And final presentation.